All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into game number 2 of the ace match here at the NASTL Grand Finals. We have Thorazane up against Hero, where Thorazane just fell. So Hero is up 1-0. Let's go ahead and check it out on the Shattered Temple. I like this map for Terran.
Yeah, and we've talked about this throughout, but I guess it bears mentioning here again. A Terran player picks Metalopolis or Shattered Temple, I believe, because there's a 50% chance to get close air positions, which of course makes your drops better. It makes the threat of a Banshee or an actual Banshee more dangerous. It's the little things like that that do favor Terran. You'll be hard-pressed to find a map that's just flat out like, oh, you're Terran and I'm Protoss? Well, I just can't beat you on this map. That's impossible. The closest you'll get to it, though, is Shattered Temple Metalopolis close air positions. When it's cross-map like we have here, not that big of a deal. Of course, it's still not terrible for Terran. It doesn't transform into a bad map. It's just not a great map for them. So 12 o'clock position, we do have Liquid Hero, the blue Protoss 1-0 in this best of 5 to determine the winner of the NASTL. $6,000 to first, $3,000 to second. And in the 6 o'clock position, we have Mouz Thorazane from Team Mouz, trailing 0-1, hailing from Sweden. The Viking. TSL champion, as well as second place finisher for the DreamHack Invitational in Spain. 4th place for NASL Season 2 Finals. Not too shabby.
Of course, 3rd going to Sen. Well, I mean, come on.
Sen's pretty good too. You know what kind of the sad thing about Sen being on Gamma Bears now is we don't hear as much about him. He's a little bit more detached from the foreigner scene, and he is, I don't need to say was, he's such a character and he's such an amazing player. He's back in his home country doing great things, but I'm just kind of sad because we don't get to see him as much.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I'm sure he's busting out in that Taiwanese scene because I don't know if you guys know at home, the Taiwanese scene has their own television show about StarCraft.
Television show, pro gaming houses, pro gaming league. Yeah, they take that stuff serious, and he's the hometown hero. And by hometown hero, I mean national hero. So it's like, I don't think anyone in their right brain is like, I think Sen's making the wrong choice. Nobody said that, and if they did, they were Sundance fired that guy.
Yeah, because he gets it.
He gets it. Now we do see a 1-Rax expand from Thorazane. It is what it is. Probe did scout it. Is it possible to cancel build a bunch of barracks? I guess. Wouldn't probably be worth it though. Hero, 1 gate so far. Probe leaving just now. I presume to go ahead and build a Nexi. You want to build that as close to the start of the command center as you possibly can. And that's why you see things like Warp Gate just now being upgraded. And look at that gateway. Stalker will start at 125. Stalker will start at 125. Stalker will start at 125.
It doesn't have 125 yet.
Stalker will start at 120.
There you go.
135. Okay. Chrono Boost, some people might look at this and be like, oh, it's really high. Well, it's because he has to wait, man. He's got to build a pylon here in a moment. But this is pretty standard stuff. I'm happy to see this. Very big macro stuff. Now, again, Thorazane doing the same build that Gretorp wonderfully broke down for us last game. And by the way, you called it. That was exactly. I mean, do you do this build, or you just seen it before, or what?
I do it.
Okay.
I think it's probably one of the stronger builds. It gives you a lot of agency to kind of, you know, defend against all the different strategies that Protoss can do. Because you can easily, what Thorazane did, you saw him put down a 3rd barracks. And that was awesome against gateway pressure. Now, if you're up against something like super fast tech, 1 gate robo, you can easily put down that factory, and all of a sudden, that robo isn't as super relevant as we've seen in the past. You know, there's a lot of like 2-3 Colossus pushes with thermal lance and just gun it for those Colossus upgrades. That doesn't exist anymore because Terran now has the capabilities of making very, very fast units. Now,
Gretorp, a little bit of a mistake here that I want to kind of talk about. Not the biggest deal, but worth mentioning. Marines push out to the middle of the map to perhaps give Hero like the read that maybe there's a big attack coming. It's also dislodged that probe. Okay, I get it. But what I don't like is that there should be a Stalker out at the time, and there certainly was. And with just 4 Marines, that Stalker's always going to chase you back and do severe damage. Now, that doesn't seem like the biggest deal. Medevacs come out, they heal this, fine. Bunkers up, okay, he's safe. But the big thing here is that the Protoss player should absolutely 100% know he is now the aggressor. He doesn't have to worry about a big Marine push. When Marines take such free damage like that, there's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, there he goes.
I like this choice, by the way.
Love that choice.
Why would you ever let the Protoss... okay, it does get canceled last second. If you see the pylon go up, why would you ever just like huddle in the corner and let that happen? It's 1 Stalker protecting it. Hero did have 2 sentries out, which I think is interesting. If you're going to do that massive Stalker build, you don't have those sentries out. But we do see Double Forge going down for Hero super uber fast. And you want to know why this went down, Gretorp?
Why?
Because he saw Marauder, and he knew that he could skip Robo, doesn't have to worry about it. So he's going to go Double Forge, get those upgrades out, and just make reads off the composition from the Terran player as opposed to actually seeing it with his own eyes via an observer.
I especially like how he's done this. Hero actually showed with that forward pylon that, hey, I'm going to do gateway pressure, but we know in the back of this, he's not doing anything. So I think Thorazane is more inclined to actually play a lot more defensive just because he's like, oh, I saw gateway pressure last time. It did okay, but you see this second bunker, it just leads to having a much more passive Thorazane. And in the back over here, he can get his double upgrades. Give him enough time. If he can, you know, get that 160 seconds, well, not really 160 seconds, maybe 130 seconds, something like that with the chrono boosts. If he can buy that type of time, then obviously he has a gigantic advantage over his opponent, who is sitting at 0-0 without any engineering base.
I like this too, Gretorp. This is not a real attack. There's not infinity gateways behind this. This is letting the Terran know that perhaps they're... Look at that. He canceled it. And if you check Thorazane's vision, he did not actually see it. I think I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Yep.
So I slowed it down. But okay, the pylon did get canceled there. If Thorazane sees that, it's the full-on development of the strategy. But look at this. Look how many SCVs are pulled off the mineral line and guarding the bunker.
Oh, it's awesome.
For nothing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a perceived attack. So this changes what Thorazane's doing. And back at home, it buys time for Hero to actually get towards that 1-1 and start to enjoy the benefits of having 1-1 when he does.
And I would even say he's going to get a super fast 2-2 push out with, you know, blink and charge. He can keep on this gateway pressure or this gateway composition and not have to worry about his opponent. Now, there is a ghost timing coming out here, but this is like the anti-timing, right? Because it's 1-1 against 0-0. So even though those ghosts will do massive damage against a very sentry-heavy army, there's a good amount of stalkers, and as soon as these 6 gateways go up,
safe.
He'll be fine, dandy.
Build 2 cannons. Spread the sentries.
Dude, he's so sick.
Hero wants that money, man.
Hero's actually
a
freaking sicko.
Oh, your ghost is trapped. EMP hits like 3 guys, including a sentry, which is cool, but that's not what you build a ghost for. It's not to hit a single sentry. Hero could not die here if he tried. Between the cannons and the spread out sentries, he's always going to fight like a third of that army.
It takes out the ghost, actually. So there's only 1 ghost up here. It has 120 energy, which sucks. He wants to either wait for 150 energy, or nope, he wants to just do that. I think that's what he has to wait for.
Here's got to be careful. He is poking and prodding with force fields, which is cool.
Dude, this is so sick. This is actually so sick. And he can't go in there because the sentries are constantly being annoying and just saying, okay, force field, force field, force field,
funnel yourself here.
And yeah, exactly. You don't want to do that.
Temple Archives does go down for Hero. In the past, I was like, gosh, you know, Ghost should hard counter that, but I'm gonna shut the hell up now.
No.
The way he uses Templar transcends the difficulties of other players. Like, the struggles we have are not the struggles of Hero. Hero knows not of our weakness. Now, Thorazane's going to go ahead and try to take the high yield expansion. I like this. The fact that it's going to be an orbital, I don't like. It's already good enough for you. I really feel like it should be a planetary fortress. Make that a point of contention for the Protoss player. Try to sandwich them on that, but that's my feel. In this case, Thorazane's like, well, if I got middle map control, and I know he's going Templar and well-upgraded gateway units, I feel like I can EMP him and also negate those force fields by engaging in the middle of the map. So he should never get to my third, and if that's the case, Thorazane's in a great spot.
And we'll see how he actually does this, because I think overall with gateways out here and 2-2, the Protoss is the one that's going to be more aggressive.
I agree.
Especially being on 2 base for so long. I feel like he's saying to himself, I need to do something.
Yeah, it's going to be 2-2 versus 1-1. And look what's coming out for Hero. He's not actually upgrading Storm. He's just making Archons, which means you have to EMP those. You can't let Archons sit back and do lots of damage, because they'll do just that, lots of damage. But the rest of his resources are going into Zealots. His Stalker count is fixed. You don't want to have too many Stalkers because they're really bad against Marauders.
Yes.
They're great at picking off medevacs, sure. But when it comes to the actual slug them down, kill them out fight, which is, of course, the iNcontroL way of saying that saying, you want to have Zealots, and we're going to go ahead and see that. Now, can he get the force fields he needs? If this army can kite backwards and drop EMPs down, it's a really good fight for the Terran. But if you can't do that, it's going to be good for the Protoss, Gretorp.
Archons are going to be pretty key in this engagement because, as we can see, there's not a lot of ghosts out here, so they're going to take so much damage. Here we go, though. Charge is going to go forward with those Zealots, and he's, oh my god, actually taking a lot of fire. Oh, but now the Zealots are just tanking everything, doing massive damage with that +2 armor and +2 weapons attack. He's just shredding apart this Terran army. Great job by Hero.
He sat there and hoped that the angle of the bunkers was going to be enough. It, of course, was not. Hero does have fantastic micro, and those force fields were exactly what he wanted. The bunker placement was cool. It does funnel down the Protoss army. But when you're at 2-2 versus 1-1, and you have Guardian Shield over you, essentially giving you 4 or 5 armor in some cases, ooh, oh man, don't want to be there.
Just to let you know, if you're a Terran in that position, what you do, exactly what Thorazane does. Make bunkers, but make them a little bit early. Also, don't be afraid. Put up engineering bays. Put up supply depots in front. Make it so that, you know, your SimCity is working for you, because even, might I say, get the +2 building armor. And all of a sudden, no, put it this way. +2 building armor, you have a bunker, you just remove 2 upgrades in the weapons attacks.
Get the super bunkers.
Right? What, the neural steel frame? Yeah, that actually works. But that's, I mean, what great tanking, tanking HP. You have a bunker that has +2 armor. Think about it. I need +2 attack with my Stalkers and my Zealots to actually negate that out. So
let's not spend too much time on this, Gretorp. This is like your
+2 building armor.
I'm telling you, man.
It's so good. All right, we're going to go into game 3 right now. NASL Grand Finals, the ace match, 2 up for Hero.
Match point, man. $6,000 on the line on each game following here. And that's only if Thorazane can keep it going.
This is a $3,000 game for Hero right now if he can clinch this spot. We'll be back with the 3rd game of these 2 players.